turn our cell phones off, please. I turned mine off. I forgot. You know, sometimes when I go to the sheriff sales, I go once a month, and if you don't turn your cell phone off and it goes off, the sheriff, she's a real humdinger. She'll take your phone. She'll take it till she treats everybody like it's kindergarten, and she'll take your phone until, I won't do that. I won't take your phone. Just want to let you know what she does. She has a little more power than I have. All right, so we're gonna do a lot of Q&A today. We're just gonna discuss buy and hold strategy, and it depends on where you are in your life, where you want to go with it, and a lot of it's going to depend on you. Like, you take a lot of this information, but you're going to have to decide like how many units you want to own. I mean, there's different ways of looking at it. I've written these down. So either you got how many homes do you want? What do you want your net worth to be? Like, you could just own 2 rental homes and be worth a couple $1 million, right, if you owned them in the shady side. Or you could own 40 Section 8 rentals in Sheridan and have the same net value. So you just need to decide, like, where, you could have one commercial building that's worth $2 million. So how do you want that portfolio to look is going to dictate what path you take. We're just going to go over kind of all the different paths. And another thing to think about is, why are you doing this? Are you doing this, most people are doing this for financial freedom, right? Is there anybody else doing it for a different reason? No? Financial freedom is it?
It's the money.
Yeah. You want freedom. You want more time with your family, more time to not get up and work 9 to 5. But understand, this is a job. I mean, this is working. You're going to be working, learning, struggling. It's just the way it is. But we talked about this yesterday on our podcast. Adam does the interviewing, and we just talk. Or I talk, and he listens. And we chatted about the good thing about real estate, the beauty of real estate, and the non-beauty of real estate. The curse of real estate. The beauty is it's so easy to conceptualize, right? I mean, it's not difficult. You buy a house, it's brick and mortar, you rent it, or sell it or flip it, and if you're renting it out, it goes up in value, the tenant's paying your mortgage. It's really simple to understand. So that's why I got into it. That's why everybody wants to get into it. It's simple. I don't understand stocks, and I don't understand this and that, and it's not fun, like you can't flip a stock, like you can't go ahead and rehab a stock and then sell it. You just don't get the.
You can flip it real easy.
You can do that, but you don't get the fulfillment. You're just sitting at a desk getting rich, and I guess that's fine. That'd be cool with me too. But there's fulfillment in this business. People like it. They like to design a kitchen. They like to pick colors and stuff like that. So a lot of people love it. That's the great thing about it. Anybody can get into it because you don't have to be a brain surgeon to do it. The curse is, it is super, super difficult. Yeah. So there's so much to know. There's little things that I couldn't even begin to teach, in these classes, but you'll learn them as you go. We're going to touch on the big items because I've made just a horrific amount of mistakes in my career, and if I would have had somebody at 93 when I started hold my hand and walk me through it, I would have easily been able to retire in 15 years. Absolutely. I would have just lived off of my rentals and just did whatever I wanted to do.
There is some fulfillment of taking a sow's ear and turning it into a silk purse.
There is. You appreciate it when you do. When you struggle, you appreciate the journey, and when you get there. And I'm still not there. I want to be way up here, and I'm down here, but that's where I am with it. But that's why I think it's so hard for. There's a new show on TV. I think it has to do with clients who have or people who have their own business, and they're passing it on to their children. Have you seen that show? It's a new show on. I watched a couple episodes of it. And it's very difficult for the children to understand the struggle that the parents or the individual took to get to that point. They they didn't have that journey, so they just don't understand it. So sometimes, like what you said, is appreciating the mistakes and learning from them. So, yeah, I made a lot of mistakes, but hopefully these classes and talking with other mentors who do this on a regular basis, who are highly successful, even way more successful than me, you're going to ramp up. You'll reduce your learning curve, and reducing the learning curve is where you want to get there faster and easier, right? But it's still going to be a struggle.
That house that we went to on the last bus tour, the one that really stunk, you get that all fixed up and it
Yeah,
turned nice?
we got it fixed up, rented.
Doesn't smell anymore?
Doesn't smell anymore.
Looks beautiful on the inside?
Yes, yeah. We can use that as an example. I might have pictures of that one. I don't have the smell here, but.
Right, that's
That's worse smelling.
well, the worse it looks, the more money you can make out of it.
So basics, we're gonna spend, it's 10:09, I'm gonna squeeze in as much as I can today. It's gonna be a good class. It's gonna a lot of Q&A, so feel free to raise your hand. If it's a question that's, not pertaining to what we're talking about, or we're going off on a tangent, I'm gonna cut you off because everybody's here for 2 hours of some good information. If it's something that I can answer after class, I'll say, let's see me after the workshop and we'll talk, okay? So I'm not gonna be rude, I'm just gonna say, let's kind of off point, let's get back on point, and let's keep going. So why we do these workshops, we're gonna spend about 10 minutes doing this, and we're gonna jump right into Pittsburgh market. We're gonna look at the market at San Francisco. We're gonna look at the market overall nationwide, look at appreciation values and what the real estate market's done. So then when you are planning where you wanna be now and 15 years from now, you can use some of these market trends and these statistics to help you plan, because you have to put some figures in there, right? Is it gonna appreciate 1%, 2%, 10%, real estate? And you have to know these numbers, so we're gonna use them. You never know what's gonna happen tomorrow, but we can look at the past and kind of predict what's gonna happen in the future. It's gonna help. So we do these workshops for a couple of reasons. The main reason we do them for you is to help you guys, newbies and people that have done this a long time. You can always learn something. I was doing a podcast with Adam yesterday, and we started clicking online, and we were looking at some of these graphs and charts, and I really learned a lot. I was really surprised at, just how real estate has morphed from 1890 till now. It's kind of weird, because you went through the Industrial Revolution, then you went through the war, like the Second World War, and then you went through information technology, which is booming, and you see how that affected the real estate market. We also do these to give you good practical advice, and this is coming from myself and Ian Hoover, my partner, and some of our agents that are here. You get to learn from the day-to-day experience that we have. I mean, we're doing this every day in this market. So if you bought maybe a series online from somebody who does this in Chicago or Florida, what they have is probably good practical knowledge, but it may not work here. But you can learn from anyone, but the reason we do these is to help you learn from how we do it and in this specific market. That doesn't mean we do it, the right way. It just works for us. So a lot of other real estate groups, I don't know if you've gone to RIA and Acres. Anybody gone to those groups? By show of hands. They're fantastic groups. We're a subgroup of RIA. But I've noticed when you go to those groups, it tends to be, I don't know, it's a couple hours of a lot of nonsense kind of. We're doing raffles and we're doing, they're not really focusing on 2 hours on education. Has anybody noticed that? I mean, sometimes you get a guest speaker and it's just like, I don't want to know about ambient energy, and I don't want to learn about, how to buy refrigerators cheaper. Here's someone talking about how to get a refrigerator for half price, for 20 minutes. But that's good. But you guys can do that on your own. You can do all that, from your laptop. So we're going to get into the meat and potatoes here. Now, what you should do while you're here is network with others, because the person sitting next to you, behind you, 2 rows back, could be the person that's going to, you could be doing your next deal with that person. They might have something that they need to sell, like Ian and I just sold something in Sheridan, because we had rented it and we were just tired of it, and we were just like, you know what, I don't wanna go through renting this again, let's just sell it. We found a woman who owns 96, now she owns 97 Section 8 rentals. And I was just flabbergasted, I was floored, I said, wow, I gotta applaud you, because to own 97 Section 8 rentals, and she's been doing this for 12 years, and she has a partner, is a lot of work. So, I wanna get her on the podcast, I got her information, and I'd like to sit with her for like an hour and a half and pick her brain, because that would be good for you guys if you wanna do that kind of work, you know, if you wanna jump into Section 8.
It's a basic question, like what is 96, 97? Right?
She had 96, she bought my house, so
Oh.
now she has 97.
Oh,
In
years,
12 years. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So she's probably ramped up, she probably bought a couple, and then she's probably pulling her hair out, she decided to stick with it, bought a couple more. Now it probably starts to snowball for her, because she got the systems down, and they're good at it, they're good at what they do.
What's the name of your podcast?
Oh, if you go to, Deacon Hoover, like
Yeah.
Google Deacon Hoover podcast, or Adam said to go to Apple or Google Podcasts, and just you type in maybe search Deacon Hoover, it should
Okay.
come up. If you go to our website, it's dhrea.com, they're all on there. And, also, just while we're on it, you wanna go on Facebook, Twitter, you wanna join the meetup group, so whoever in here is like, knows about the workshops we have, but you haven't gone on to the Alex Deacon meetup group to join, just please join, because then you'll be on our email list. Like, we didn't have a meeting last month, and I think I had somebody show up here, and they just emailed me and said, hey, was that you?
Yeah.
It might have been somebody else too, I think, and they're like, oh, aren't you guys having a meetup? I'm like, no, we didn't advertise it, we didn't send out emails, so just go onto the Alex Deacon meetup site, click join, and that's it.
Usually you make an announcement the month before saying, hey, by the way, guys and girls, and you didn't do that last.
We don't
think-
have them in July, and we don't have them in December, so we have 10 of these a year.
Okay.
Okay, December, everybody's just kind of like, you know, secondary, everybody's getting ready for Christmas and holidays. And then July, everybody's on vacation.